Hello and welcome to episode 63 of Awakening to Ascension. I will be your host today, Janae, and I'm joined with Marlene and Alex. And our topic today is higher realms. And I'm going to pass this off to Alex to start us off. And we are going to really have a great discussion on this today.
Thank you, Janae. I am glad for this topic because this past week has been really intense, not just for me, but globally as well. And I really think that something is happening because I have been able to see into the higher realms this past week more than I ever have in my entire life. And what it looks like, what the higher realms looks like, it's really difficult to describe because it was created before the three-dimensional world that we live in. So it's a lot of different frequencies, vibrations. The colors aren't terribly, I mean, they're vivid but shiny at the same time and almost translucent. But the biggest thing about it is the remembrance. So you know that you've experienced the higher realms a lot based on how your life is right now. So if you're from the higher realms, that means you're essentially celestial royalty. And you've lived so many lifetimes, so many times that every time you come back down here into the third dimension, you want to increase the difficulty and make life a little bit harder for yourself. Because if you've been a king for thousands and thousands of millions of years, you want to experience life as a peasant. So depending on how hard your life is and what circumstances you find yourself in is a great indicator that you are choosing this experience as a comparison from what you have experienced more so in your life. I mean, you can also look at it this way. If you wanted to live a rich life where you have everything handed to you, like how many times do you think you'll do that before you get bored with that lifestyle, right? Um, and then also connecting with the higher realms is your soul family. Like I have been able to feel the presence this past week stronger than ever before, that I've got like angels on my side. I've got my guides. I've even had some extraterrestrials come through. Like right before this podcast, I had Syrian come through. A couple days ago, I had Lyra come through. And the messages are a lot more clear than they've ever been before. They're messages of comfort, faith, ease, grace, things just reaffirming that although there's all this chaos happening in the world right now, everything is in right divine order. Yes, Marlene.
If if Steven Spielberg were to have been listening in on our conversations and what we have been speaking about today, tonight, this morning, yesterday, then you've actually nailed it like perfectly, 100%.
He was almost listening to
I
us.
swear, you're in the northern hemisphere. We are in the southern hemisphere.
Oh,
Let
man.
me tell you, you have a connection perfectly into both our lives as we have spent 24 hours plus together. What you have spoken of is mirror image here, is mirror image there. It is the most, you can't, I can't make this up. And I honestly cannot actually, it's unfathomable that we are in this same space to a T, with visitations, with connections, with past lives, with releasing, with coming face to face with everything that is unfolding right now, to be dealt with, to be put to bed, to be created. And I say created and co-created with soul family. It is the most magnificent journey ever, with every roller coaster, the ups, the downs, the turns, the twists. and you just never know what is waiting for you around that, just around the next corner. Who and what is going to come into your space from wherever to actually gift you that next piece of the puzzle, as I call it.
Me too.
To, in fact, teach more, remember more of your soul, so that you become that soul recognition of I am that I am. And I am that I am is all that there is. It is just magnificent to be sitting here and to have you, Alex, there. And yet, energy is all that there is. There is no time, there is no space difference. We are all together.
And we're in such alignment,
Complete.
and utter.
Yes.
And that is when you know that you know. Because Alex speaks of the soul family,
yeah,
and the higher realms being your angelic protectors and your guardians and your seers of light and your star seed family. And it's a remembrance and a knowing that we get to experience this again. And myself and Marlene had a discussion, Alex.
Yep.
No, we are not even, we can't make this up.
No.
We had a discussion right now about a remembrance. We were speaking of royalty.
Yes.
And saying that as a child, both of us have been groomed, and we were in families that allowed us to be groomed. So I spoke of objects and furniture that was in my field. And as a child, I always remembered getting dressed, being prepared for dinner, and getting dressed in a corset and an evening gown to go down to the dining hall and eat dinner. And Marlene remembers the same. And it's the royalty that we've come from. And it is a remembrance because we understand that time we lived in. And we feel it so vividly. And it's in our hearts. And with the angelic realm and everything that's currently happening now in this time that we call, and the space that we speak of, I spoke to Marlene and I said to her, it's as though I'm waiting. I'm in this waiting room, and it's dark. And we've spoken about this control. We are not in control. And when we try to control, that's when all of it just like that roller coaster, the hinges are coming off, the bolts are like being thrown. It's when you sit in that faith and that knowing, because we know what we know, and we are what we are. I am that I am that I am. And that is the new mantra. That is the narrative. And we need to remember. There's no understanding. It's remembering that this higher realm and the connection to that higher realm is because of all the lives we've lived, the remembrance that we know that this experience that we get to have one last time, this is it. This is the last time we are going to be embodied in human form. And that's why this chaos, this noise, this distraction, this absolute upheaval of it's upheaval. It's the weather that is not real.
Not even the weather.
It's the thunder and the lightning you can hear it. It's not, this is, it's orchestrated. And it's causing that fear that Alex spoke of, that low vibration that they want us to stay in, because that won't allow us to remember.
And the one word, and I have to learn and hold this vibration more and more and more each and every day, is trust. Honestly, truly trusting and knowing that I'm never alone, never unsupported, never loved, never not cared for, never not held in the most special and connected space ever. And that my human has those moments, but those moments of watching my human have it is becoming shorter and shorter. And it is the changing of the energy because of the work that we are doing.
The release that's taking place, we're releasing.
And the release. Nothing comes for nothing. Nothing is gifted to you. You are not special. Somebody is not coming down to save us or to change the situation. If it's to be, it's up to me. And it is me doing the work for me. I can't do Janae's work. She can't do my work.
I can't drive your car.
Alex's work. Every single person has to take responsibility for their own life, their own energy, what they create, and how that plays out. And in this whole entire beautiful, mushy experience, it is the knowingness and the remembrance of who we are. And every single little nuance that comes in is there to remind us, to tap us on the shoulder and to say, remember when? Okay. But it is to be conscious of what is happening and not to look and say, oh, why me? I'm a victim. Why is this happening? No. Nothing happens without a reason. It is such an incredibly orchestrated, divine intervention life. Wow. And I am just so honored beyond measure. You know, there's one thing that my dad said to me over and over and over as a little girl and growing up, whenever, he used to say, you know what, my daughter, when opportunity knocks, answer the door, open it, and welcome it in. Say yes. And you know, the more and the more I have done that, the more and the more I have been pleasantly surprised, amazed, and absolutely at times gobsmacked by what I receive, by what comes to me, not just because, but because I have created the frequency and vibration of what I choose. But it is my choice as to whether I say yes or no, how much, how little, when and where, and who I take on my journey with me. Alex.
Thank you. I love that. And I do want to touch on, so like with the higher realms and our higher selves, so our higher selves are actually us, right? So imagine like two versions of yourselves. The one you're down in here, you can't see beyond the veil, but your highest self can look down and see every other version of you and is constantly guiding each version of you into finding your way back up into oneness. And I love the analogy of the waiting room that Janae brought up because that is what this whole entire life has felt like. It's like I'm just waiting here. Like I know something is coming, and that this is like the very last moment, and I feel like it can come at any second. So I don't really want to start anything new, too time consuming. You know, like you're waiting in a doctor's office. You know you're coming up next. You don't want to like start a new chapter of your book or get into a conversation with somebody. But it just like it feels like we're so close and just like never actually comes. You know, that's like where our faith comes in. And being able to hold on to that faith, just knowing it's right around the corner, it's right around the corner. Keep spreading your light, keep spreading your love. Just keep that faith. Yes, Janae.
You know, the high self. And all those visions that you have, those flashes, it's because you've already experienced it. It's your higher self showing you that version and what that version is capable of doing and what they are doing. And that's where we speak of the various timelines, the various dimensions, because we live in a multi-dimensional atmosphere. And those nudges that one receives, I have lived for the past 7 years completely and utterly in faith, surrender, and guidance. And our higher selves is essentially source and God. God is within us. God is us. We embody source energy, and that's all of us. So those nudges and this guidance I speak of has led me exactly where I'm meant to be, exactly who I'm meant to be with, the soul family that is naturally coming into the puzzle because they are pieces. And it's that trust, that knowing, and that remembrance. It's the remembrance. So Alex and myself were brother and sister in a past life because there is an absolute knowing. Myself and Marlene were sisters in a past life because it's an absolute knowing, and that's the soul family that we are speaking of. I have met my twin, and it's, you know, I'm going to share this because this is a story that is quite like, well, so I come into contact with this individual who we just start speaking, and there is literally not room for any silence. There is just this like back and forth chat, 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 chat. And when I came back, I said to Marlene, I was like, I think I've literally just met the other version of me, literally. And it's in a male form. And, you know, as we've gotten to know one another, he says to me, because we know we're twins. It's a fact. He said to me, because we joked, and I said to him, you know, listen, we were standing in line to come here to Earth, and I got a little bit distracted. So I went to go play over there, and you came down, and I missed the portal. And it took me 3 years to come. And he said to me that he didn't even know this, but it was uncovered in conversation straight afterwards, that his mother was carrying twins when he was in the womb. And that twin didn't make it. And that twin was me. I could only come to Earth 3 years later because this is the life I've chosen. But the fact that we found one another is surreal. And that is,
Oh, so the only words that I would love to add, let go and let God. That's it. That's it. If we can do that, and we have to practice each and every day, then what is happening here happens everywhere. But we are not in control. We need to listen and obey and trust and have faith and put in the action, truly. And always know that life is happening for your highest and greatest good in absolutely every intention, in every way possible. That is what we have chosen to come to. Going back to what Alex said, it is a remembrance, it is a knowing. Alex.
Absolutely. And that is a great note to end off. Let go and let God. If you can do that, everything will work out exactly as it was always meant to. Please put anything in the comments with your experiences with the higher realms or what knowledge you have about the subject. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.